Hello, everyone. Let's talk about Syria from a geopolitical perspective. A lot has happened since the ouster of former President Bashar al-Assad in December of last year. So Harshita, next slide, please. So let's start with the big picture. Assad's ouster in December 2024 opened a new but fragile chapter. A transitional cabinet under Ahmad al-Shara was quickly formed. On paper, this looks quite inclusive, but in practice, it is quite centralized and, more importantly, contested. The central authority is weak, although, and power is fractured across factions, militias, and competing loyalties. At the same time, foreign powers haven't stepped back completely. Iran, although weakened, still keeps its militias. Russia holds some of its coastal bases. Turkey has entrenched its influence in the northern belt. And Israel, as we have been following, continues to impose its security red lines with intermittent airstrikes. So while there was early hope of stabilization, the communal volatility quickly reminded everyone that this is certainly no clean slate. Harshita, next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So now on security dynamics. Sectarian violence is the sharpest marker of fragility in Syria. In March, as many as 1,500 Alawites, which are a minority sect from which the former President Assad himself emerges, were massacred across the mountainous and rugged coastal terrain. Reuters tracked revenge killings in at least 40 districts. Then later in July, just last month, in Suwaida in the south, deadly clashes erupted, targeting exclusively the Druze community, which are again a minority sect in the country. So these weren't isolated incidents. They just show how deep hostility can resurface and even destabilize the local balance. From a military point of view, the map of Syria still remains fragmented even after a decade and a half of the civil war. Regime forces are no longer uniform in the sense that they are like not uniformed forces, literally. They are a mix of radicals, ex-Assad loyalists, and even ad hoc militias. The Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, despite the March 10th handshake accord between al-Shara and the SDF chief Mazloum Abdi, they remain unevenly integrated. At the same time, Turkish-backed factions still dominate pockets of the northern belt. So coming to Israel, yeah, definitely Israel has not slowed down even after occupying the Syrian side of the Golan Heights contiguous buffer zone. Israel is continuing its deep strikes inside Syrian territory. On two occasions, one on May 2nd and then again on July 16th, Israeli airstrikes hit targets in and around Damascus itself. They were officially justified as protecting the Druze community. However, for Israel, Druze protection doubles as leverage over the transitional regime in Damascus. And these interventions underline how external actors are still reaching into Syria's heartland and are still trying to exert influence over its policy making. Next slide, please. Yeah. So from a political standpoint, this transitional process is shaped by the new constitutional declaration. So this declaration entrenches a strong presidency, but leaves minority protections vague and quite thin. And this particular ambiguity keeps grievances alive, most particularly among the Kurds, who continue to push for federalism. And this has been a demand that complicates ties with neighboring Turkey. Diplomatically, the regime in Damascus has worked to re-anchor itself. The European Union lifted broad sanctions on May 20th. The United States followed suit on June 30th. And even the Gulf Sheikdoms and the Arab League also, they have also like extended overtures, and which has started to pick up, in discernible ways. However, not everything has normalized. targeted sanctions still remain on individuals tied to abuses and foreign proxies. So overall, the external environment is loosening, but the political structure inside remains rather brittle. So let's move on to the commercial angle. Sanctions relief has definitely unlocked major projects in Syria. DP World, Dubai-based DP World has committed $800 million to the Tartus port. There is a $14 billion worth project for airport, subways, and tower construction. Saudi Arabia alone has put forward around $6.4 billion in infrastructure investments. And beyond all this, growth is coming in constructions, in telecoms, agriculture, and of course, energy and transport. But let's not underplay the risks. Sectarian unrest, Israeli strikes, and fragmented governance all remain live threats. Legal uncertainty is also high, with overlapping authorities and competing claims. So the outlook is conditional. There is certainly a first mover advantage for companies that get in early, but only if they are able to adopt conflict sensitive strategies, watertight compliance, and local intelligence assets. Without these, the same volatility that creates these openings may also act as, act in opposition, to sink the same projects.